The Toyota Tacoma sucks. I must get rid of it immediately. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. And that's right, I've got to get rid of the Toyota Tacoma because it sucks. At least that's what some people would have you believe, right? You know, I get emails and stuff from the channel. People, for some reason, like to send these privately as opposed to posting them publicly. I don't know what it is, but people do it. And this particular one I found kind of interesting because it was a whole detailed kind of an email. And the premise of it was basically that the Toyota Tacoma sucks and I should get rid of it immediately. Now, in reading through it, there were a couple of semi-valid points, I guess. You know, nothing that would change my mind or was, you know, revolutionary to me, but they did have a couple of valid points. And let me say, first of all, I don't agree with that. I don't think the Toyota Tacoma sucks, and neither do a lot of other people. I mean, it's not the best mid-sized selling truck because it sucks, and it has been for quite some time now. But a couple of the points that they mentioned, I kind of wanted to address because they're not necessarily wrong. Number one is the fuel economy. And you know, I always find it funny on the channel when I talk about fuel economy, people will get on and they'll tell me how they're getting these phenomenal miles per gallon numbers. And I'm like, how is that even possible? I mean, do you like not run the truck when you're driving it? Do you like take it to the top of a mountain and then coast all the way down with the engine off? You know, because I can't get those kind of numbers. Now, in all fairness, I know my truck is lifted a little bit. It's like 1.5 inches or so in the front. That's it. The rear is stock. I do have bigger tires and they do weigh a little bit more, but certainly nothing that is not comparable to having another full-size man in the truck with me. You know, I mean, an extra, let's say, I don't know, 40 pounds per tire. I mean, even that, you know, you're talking 160 pounds. So that really shouldn't completely destroy the fuel economy. I have a little bit of weight added to it. I mean, I have the sport bar in the back. That's a little bit, and some other things here or there. But again, nothing that's really not much more than what just having another passenger in the truck with me would be. So I cannot attribute my poor fuel economy to the mods that I've done to the truck. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Now, some people will say, well, gee, Rob, you must have a heavy foot. You must be racing every time you take the truck out. And that's not true. I don't do that. If anything, I probably lean the other way. I'm more of a conservative driver. You know, I'm not always on the accelerator. I don't have to be first one off the light. Although I do like to go a little bit occasionally, but I don't do it enough that it's killing my fuel economy. Now, let me talk about fuel economy for me. When I say bad fuel economy, I'm really talking about, you know, man, maybe 14.5 to 16.5 miles per gallon, something like that. It's definitely not 19 to 21 or whatever the sticker says. Maybe it's 18 to 21 or something like that, whatever it is. But it is not close to that for me. So yeah, the fuel economy in the Toyota Tacoma does suck. There are other models out there that get better. Of course, we have the compact trucks. I'm getting 24 to 26 miles per gallon in my Hyundai Santa Cruz. I mean, that's pretty good for what I consider a truck. Some people will argue it isn't. It's an SUV with a bed on the back. Okay, it has a bed on the back. It's a truck. But anyway, I kind of compare it to that. You know, the Jeep Gladiator that I have, it's not much better, if not really about the same as what the Toyota Tacoma is getting. Now, there is one reason that it might be so poor in my case, and that's because most of my driving is city type driving. You know, not a whole lot of stop and go really, but lower speeds. So I'm not driving for like 300 miles at a constant 65, 70, whatever, 60 to 65 miles per hour rather, which is the best fuel economy you can get. But still, it shouldn't be as poor as it is, I don't think. So they have a valid point there. It does suck, the Tacoma, when it comes to fuel economy. Then they went on talking about payload capacity. You know, you can't haul a full bed full of rocks or cinder blocks. And, well, no kidding. I mean, it's not designed for that. You know, if you want to do something like that, you probably need a heavy-duty, full-size pickup truck. Or maybe a trailer. Maybe a cargo truck or something. I don't know, but it's not designed for that. And it's certainly not fair to dog the Toyota Tacoma to say that it sucks because it can't do things that it's not meant to do. You know, you wouldn't pull a house with it either. It's not designed for that. So that's not really a fair comparison, I don't think. No way should you be comparing the Tacoma to things that a full-size truck can do. For God's sake, get a full-size truck. The last thing they mention is the interior, the entryway, the room inside. This is another thing that I think they're way off base on. You know, you're trying to compare or measure a Toyota Tacoma against a full-size truck. You know, if you want to be able to get in your Tacoma and stretch your gigantically long arms out from side to side and not touch anything, well, then you need a full-size truck. I mean, something bigger. Maybe you need a cargo van or an SUV. I don't know. But it sounds like this particular individual, and I'm not going to give names because I'm not going to give credit where credit is not due, but they're driving the wrong truck because they do have one. They said they had one and they don't like it. The other thing I think about that is, did you not test drive it? I mean, how can you dog a truck that supposedly you haven't had that long and you hate it? You say the Tacoma sucks, but you haven't had it very long. Why didn't you test drive it? I mean, did you buy it sight unseen? Did you catch the new truck sickness and you just had to go out and get one before even experiencing it? Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, no, I don't believe the Toyota Tacoma sucks. You know, that's a pretty aggressive way to describe it if you don't like it personally, especially when it sounds to me like, again, this person does not have the right truck. They probably need a full size, and it probably would get better gas mileage. Sad to say, but it seems that there are some full-size pickup trucks out there that get better gas mileage than our mid-size Toyota Tacoma. And hopefully, Toyota's going to correct that in the redesign that we know is coming, right? We're probably going to have to give up the V6. I think that's a given. It's going to be a 4-cylinder turbo. But again, I used to really not like that. I dogged the 4 cylinders on the channel a lot. I know people are calling me on that. But after having a 4-cylinder Santa Cruz, I think maybe it's going to be okay as long as they tune it right and give us the kind of power that it really should have. And I'm really speaking more low-end power, off-the-line acceleration, torque. That's what, in my opinion, the Toyota Tacoma really needs, and to get rid of that lag. Anyway, I just wanted to get on, kind of talk about that a minute. I got, like I said, this email, this lengthy email, and it was titled, "The Toyota Tacoma Sucks." And I'm like, really? That's how we're going to start off? I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Does the Toyota Tacoma suck? Do you agree? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive MT, all about compact trucks or mini trucks. And RobMotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.